Yinbo Wu is our final scholar to present today. Yinbo is a doctoral candidate in the psychology department at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Her mentor is Ann Schutte, and she's due to graduate in August. Right, Yinbo? Exciting times. Her project title is Parenting, Attention, and Working Memory in Early Childhood.
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Greg. I'll go ahead and share my screen. I wanted to talk about what we found from investigating the relationship between parenting, children's attention, and working memory. So we examined two factors that are related to working memory development. Specifically, we examined how a specific parental behaviors is related to verbal and spatial working memory, and examined how attention is related to working memory in early childhood. So our hypothesis were that children whose parents provide greater emotional warmth, autonomy support, and democratic discipline will perform better on verbal and spatial working memory tasks. We also predicted that children who perform better on an attention task will perform better on verbal and spatial working memory tasks, and that parenting and attention will be uniquely related to verbal and spatial working memory. So we have children completed 5 tasks, including the spaceship task, where a child has to recall the location of a spaceship on a computer monitor, the forward and backward Cossy block tapping tasks, the backward word span task, and a track-it task that measuring children's sustained attention. A parent complete 2 questionnaires, the parenting questionnaire and the children's behavior questionnaire that including a sub-skills of attentional focusing and attentional shifting. So we collected the data from children from a total of 59 children aged between 3.5 to 4.5. And what we found. So this is a multilinear regression model for performance in the verbal working memory task. In model building stage, we first entered demographic variables, and then we entered the parental variables, including emotional warmth, autonomy support, and democratic discipline, and attentional variables, including attentional focusing, attentional shifting, and sustained attention from the track-it task. So you can see here, age was the only significant predictor for performance in the verbal working memory after controlling for other variables in the model, such as that older children perform better in the verbal working memory task than the young children. And here is the results for performance in the forward Cossy block tapping task. In the model building stage, we followed the same steps in the previous model. And you can see here, attentional shifting was a significant predictor for performance in the forward tapping task, such as that greater attentional shifting predicted greater performance in the forward tapping task. Here is a multilinear model for performance in the backward tapping task. Again, in the model building stage, we follow the same steps in the previous models. And you can see here, age was the only significant predictor for performance in the backward tapping task after controlling for other models in variables in the model, suggests that older children perform better than young children. Then what about performance in the spaceship task? We recorded children's memory accuracy. That is the difference between a memory response and the actual location of the spaceship. The predicts at a level 1 model, including target locations, which is target 5 degree, 10 degree, 20 degree, 40 degree, and 60 degree targets. So here at the panel on top right is a diagram of target layout on the computer monitor. The blue triangle is a spaceship, and here it is the 20 degree target. So a 5-degree target will be the one that closest to the midline of the computer monitor, and a 6-degree target would be a target that further away from the midline of the computer. And we followed the parsimony principle, where we took out any predictors that's non-significant. So those are the variables at the final models. Okay, then what we found. So at the figure here, y-axis is memory accuracy. So smaller arrows meaning greater accurate, more accurate. And here under the democratic discipline, from the blue bar to the purple bar is from the lower level of democratic discipline to a higher level of democratic discipline. So we found a relationship between parental democratic discipline and memory accuracy at the 10-degree targets, such as that greater democratic discipline predicted greater memory accuracy. We also found this relationship at the 60-degree here, and then we found a relationship between sustained attention from the tracked task and memory accuracy at the 60-degree, suggests that greater sustained attention predicted a greater memory accuracy. We also found a relationship between attentional shifting and memory accuracy at the 5-degree target. The direction of this relationship, however, was surprising. We also recorded memory biases in the spatial task. Again, level 1 predictors included target locations, and the 20-degree target was set as a reference. If you would like more information on why we choose 20-degree target as a reference, I would be more than happy to talk about it at the end. So to give you some background information, previous studies using the spatial task found that there's a transition in memory biases over development. When asking to recall the location of a target on a computer monitor, young children's memory were biased towards the midline of the computer monitor relative to the targets, whereas older children and adults' memory were biased away from midline relative to targets, suggests that memory biases away is a more developmentally advanced memory response. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at what we found. So here in the figure, y-axis is memory biases, and memory biases away were coded positive, and memory biases toward were coded negative. And here, democratic discipline from the blue bar to the purple bar, indicating a lower level of democratic discipline to a higher level of democratic discipline. So we found a relationship between parental democratic discipline and memory biases at the 20-degree target relative to the 5-degree target, suggests that greater democratic discipline is associated with greater memory biases away. We also found this relationship at the 20-degree target compared with the 40-degree target. And we found a relationship between emotional warmth and memory biases at the 20-degree target. The direction of this association was unexpected. We found a relationship between sustained attention and memory biases at the 40-degree target, suggests that greater sustained attention predicted greater memory biases away. And a relationship between age and memory bias, where older children showed less memory biases toward. So our work showed that parental democratic discipline, i.e. parents who provide behavioral limits to children, but also provide legitimate reasons for the limits and being open to discussion, predicted a more developmentally advanced memory response. Our finding also showed that attention was associated with spatial working memory, such that greater attentional shifting predicted greater spatial memory span, and a greater sustained attention predicted a more developmentally matured response and a greater memory accuracy. Our results also show that parenting and attention was uniquely related with working memory. So in conclusion, our work provides evidence for the notion that high quality parent-child interaction, greater parental democratic discipline in this case, is essential to working memory in early childhood. And our finding also supported the notion that attention is linked to working memory in early development. Project updates. So we have collected the proposed number of samples. We hope to collect more data, but that will also depending on in-person data collection opening up. We have completed data analysis, and we will be presenting our work at the GMPIJ Society Conference next year. And our paper, we are very close to submit this work for publication. We're writing a grant that we would like to use this data as a preliminary data and to follow those children for a few years to really examine the developmental trajectory of working memory and to identify how parenting contributed to individual differences in the trajectory of working memory development. And I'm currently in job market, and I don't know where I'm going right now, but I will let you know when I do. So I would like to express gratitude for all of you, and especially the Buffett Early Childhood Institute for your responsiveness, support, and flexibility. With that, I'm happy to take questions.